utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Spring has arrived, the temperatures are rising, and it's time to get your equipment ready for the season. Landmark Implement has high-quality used John Deere planters, sprayers, and tractors, priced to move and ready to work for you. Take advantage of unbeatable deals and flexible financing to upgrade your operation without stretching your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or browse our full inventory online at landmarkimp.com. Before these deals are done, experience the Landmark difference.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Here's Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got the host, Morning Pierson-El, streaming in. You guys can join in via the Starter Heyman text line. We do got Royals on the brick and mortar. And apologies for a little bit of a late start on the Don't Punt Hour as we're trying to make sure that Royals are running smooth and fine on the brick and mortar. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring him in. Good morning, Pierson-El. How's it going on what's been a beautiful Tuesday? And happy Earth Day. It's officially Earth Day, April 22nd.
It's going good. A day closer to Friday. Not there yet, but almost.
Yeah, and there's a lot to look forward to this weekend. We got some more press conference audio from Matt Rule today. We played a lot at the last hour, so I won't play a whole lot on this one, but we'll kind of go through some of the thoughts throughout it. Are you a little bit surprised, Matt Rule's press conference? Again, talking the Husker games, not the competitions in between necessarily, but the actual scrimmage itself. Second stringers are going to be in there as well. So it isn't just all guys that are at the very bottom of the depth chart. There's going to be some guys we do see on Saturday. They're going to be out there in the scrimmage.
No, that's not surprising at all. I mean, you can't waste reps or limit reps and everything like that. And, some of those guys are pretty probably comfortable with where they're at. So, it's another opportunity for them to hone in their skills and whatnot. So, I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Yeah, no. Like if the guy wants to go out there and play and make a bigger name for himself, wants to get some more reps. You got some of those guys who they're not going to be consistently in there starting. So it's one of those situations where any reps you can get, and then a pressure situation, a live action situation in front of a fan base. I think a lot of guys are going to be eager to take that one. The QBs we'll see, no Dylan Raiola, no Gramstad. Any surprises there?
Not with Raiola. I maybe thought maybe one series just to kind of ease, but I get that. Second string, I get that as well. You just don't want to, give any. That's your second string guy. If anything happens or whatnot, it's still. You see a lot of NFL teams keep three quarterbacks for a reason, just in case of some things happen or whatnot. And then I don't know who will be the quarterback, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's to give him all the reps and opportunities. So I mean, it makes sense. I'm not shocked at it.
Yeah, and then Graham said it's going to be so. The way they're doing it is they are having like competitions in between. So you'll see Grahamstead and Real throw balls, but it's going to be in like some sort of accuracy competition. I heard they painted a bullseye or somewhere on the field, so I'm not entirely sure what's all going down. You'll see some action of those guys throwing the ball around QB1, QB2, but you're not going to see them in the actual scrimmages itself. You'll see the guys like TJ Lateef out there who, yeah, and you get a guy like TJ Lateef, you want to give him some reps.
More reps, yeah. Mm-hmm.
As a promising one coming in. There's a lot of hype when he landed here at Nebraska, and you want to keep him engaged. So good way to give him a lot of reps in front of the fan base. Also, make the fan base excited about him because he is one of those better prospects. Along with the other guys, you might get surprised about some of these other QBs, but that's kind of the QB situation in there. Competitions are interesting. I still don't know what the John Cook roping around event is. Remember at the press conference today, some of his players, I think he's looking up videos on roping techniques. Get ready.
I'm assuming it's some type. I want to say it's like how Cowboys show off or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Or,
yeah, I don't think
roping cattle or something like that. If I would assume so.
Something like that. Like obviously, I don't think they're gonna have a live cattle out there.
No
memorial, but they'll have maybe.
They might.
Yeah, that's true. They might. I don't know. I'm not sure how happy Troy Danner would be about it. I'm assuming it's going to be a stuffed cow or a dummy or something like that. But some very interesting things going on around there. And again, let's go through. I do want to go through this audio quote right here. And I'm curious what your thought is. I think this is probably the one that made the most runs throughout the day. But Rule talking about the guys, not on the Husker games, but the guys who are going to be hitting the NFL draft, which we'll sprinkle that in later in the week as well as we get closer to it. That he gives Scott Frost a lot of credit for bringing in the guys. Thomas Fidone, Ty Robinson, obviously Cam Jurgens in the league now, Nash, a bunch of those guys. And it's kind of rare that you see coaches give a lot of credit to the old coaching staff. But here's Matt Rule just talking about the guys that are potentially heading to the league and him giving due credit to Scott Frost.
Well, I think it's very important to say that most of those guys were brought here by Scott Frost and his staff. Okay. So I think that's very, very important to say. And his strength staff and all those people that were here. So, Ty Robinson, Nash Hutmacher, Isaac Gifford, those guys were brought here. Fidone, those guys were brought here under that staff, So I know the impact like Coach Becton had on Thomas, just the relationship that he had. So I think that's important to say.
I mean, I tip my cap to Matt Rule for making that. Just thoughts on that. He didn't have to make that statement, but he gets.
I mean, he stated a fact. I mean, he didn't necessarily say anything. I tip your cap to what?
Just what I'm saying is a lot of coaches just like to take credit. He wasn't asked about Scott Frost at all. He was just asked about the guys in the league, and he just turns it into.
He better follow it up. I mean, you losing a lot of players and whatnot. You better be bringing in some studs, after them and everything like that. So I mean, I'm not tipping my cap because he gave credit where credit was due. I mean, everybody knew that. You just stated a fact. You just, it came out of your mouth. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised to take that take. I feel like there's a lot of coaches that be like,
I mean,
any previous staff.
He did the right thing. He's typically, politically correct.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked by it, but I'm also not giving him kudos for doing something that's, Riley, the dudes that went to the league after Bo Pelini's, tenured and everything like that. You had a couple Super Bowl champs on Coach Riley team. Nate Gary was a Super Bowl champ. Vince Valentine was a Super Bowl champ. Zaire Anderson was a Super Bowl champ. So I mean,
O'Shawn Mathis has got one.
Who?
I think O'Shawn Mathis has got one as well. Or no, he's got a. I'm pretty sure he's got a Super Bowl.
I'm not sure on that one. With the Rams, maybe. I think
it was the Rams. He's got that.
But I mean, he wasn't Bo Pelini. So I mean, it's. I'm not like okay, like that doesn't move the needle. Or I'm not, oh, thank you for doing that. Like no, it's like okay, that's blatantly obvious. Like I'm not. You don't get cool points for that.
He was on the Eagles. He's probably going back to O'Shawn Mathis. So.
This last pass.
Yeah, he was on the Eagles. He got it. Obviously, Cam Jurgens as well. They got their Super Bowl ring. So again, have some NFL names out there. That's all I got on that then. I thought it was cool. Maybe not so cool. Maybe the Frost era to me is just a curiosity on how the fan base feels. So I think that's kind of where it pulled me. I was like, a little bit.
They had good players. You had good teams. The potential was there. You were keeping up with some good competition in the Big Ten. It was just never fully consistent. And, we had a quarterback that was playing hurt 2 out of the 3 years that he was here. So, it's hard to do that. You got a quarterback playing with a broken jaw.
Yeah,
that's not easy to do.
It's not easy to do, but the fact that your contingency plan for the backup QB is just non-existent is a little bit worrying in that whole. But this is the thing I always say about Scott Frost, and he deserves a little bit of slack on it, is when you're a program like Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, and you go through COVID, you can reload even without limited recruiting availability because you got the name, you got the brand. When you're in Nebraska or any of the other schools that were kind of floundering at that time, just trying to get to a damn bowl game, you go through COVID, and you got to try to reload off of that with the limited recruiting available to you because of all the COVID rules going on.
And then you throw in the history or the recent history of your university and everything like that. That's not easy to get, kids to come out here and you not necessarily not winning.
Exactly. So I think that's always the one spot where you are happy that the guys, some of those guys on Frost, they stayed through it despite what was just, going through COVID, going through multiple coaching staffs. Obviously the head coach only go through the one, but just all the position coaches, the coordinators, the special teams, everything. It was a lot of turnover. And Scott Frost, is that the only reason why it didn't work? No, but it's a big one that I think
it's by committee. It's a whole lot of reasons of why it necessarily didn't work.
Exactly. Speaking on that, we'll leave the Scott Frost. That was the only thing about him today that I thought was a little bit interesting. It's the morning Pierson-El, when you were getting evaluated, to you, what did the coaches tell you? Would you believe yourself, or maybe even NFL scouts tell you that if you wanted to be a pro, you needed either this character, this physicality, certain measurements? What was the thing that was sold to you that if you want to be a pro and stand out, you need to be doing this?
The film spoke for itself. So it wasn't necessarily about that. It was more so hitting certain measurables, making sure that I you look explosive or you look fast on tape and everything like that. So it was just more so of a check mark of things and everything like that. The teams that I did, talk to and everything like that, everything went smooth. The workouts that I did have, all those, went smooth and everything like that. So it was just more so of them getting around me and kind of getting a feel. It wasn't more so of you need to do this in between time or anything like that. It was just more so like them actually seeing me, them actually, checking out my knee and, well, how do you feel about that and everything like that. And, even still with the knee injuries, how's your speed? Even still with the knee injuries, are you explosive? How's your three cone? How's your, your 5-10-5 shuttle? How's your broad jump and everything like that? Those things translate to, explosiveness, quickness and everything like that. So on tape, yes, it looked fine and everything like that. But when they actually got there and seen some things and whatnot, it was more, eye-opening. A lot of people was like, oh, you're a lot bigger than what, we thought you were. And, oh, you're a lot more explosive than what we thought, you were at times and everything like that. So it's just kind of controlling the things that you can control. Because, by that point in time, they already know, if they like you, if they don't like you, if you're somebody that can fit their system or somebody that can't fit their system. At that point in time, it's just, like I said, getting to know staffs more and building a relationship, and hopefully, a team likes you enough to bring you in.
How much of it's just being quote unquote pro ready? Some of the.
What do you mean by pro? What do you mean by pro ready? Like
we got audio from Matt Rule kind of talking about it, but when you hear the words being pro ready, coming out of college, does that mean anything to you, or is that a certain idea?
I think first and foremost, the maturity level, understanding that, if that person, if you bring this person into your building and everything, he understands, the work ethic. He understands, putting in the grind. He's not going to be a liability outside of the facility. He's not going to bring issues or anything inside the facility. He's going to know how to carry himself in meetings, in walkthroughs, on a daily basis when he's not at the facility. And then on top of that, he's going to compete. He's going to show up. He's going to study and be able to digest the verbiage, digest, what your organization wants to do from an offensive standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, and applying themselves fast and catching up to speed. So I think that's when people say pro ready, the plan and everything like that is there, but it's the other tangibles, the thinking part of it, the headspace necessarily that's not entirely all physical, the stuff that a lot of people don't see behind the scenes on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much spot on with Rule's press conference answer here. And we'll play, it's a little bit of a longer-winded one. He talks about a lot of the guys that are going to be heading into the league, and I think it's good. He has a big emphasis on making sure the guys that leave the University of Nebraska are pro ready. So NFL scouts, NFL organizations identify the University of Nebraska as a good place to go get players because they do all the things that you said. Basically, they know how to work. So here's Matt Rule on just making sure that the guys leaving his university that are going for that next level are ready for that challenge.
You guys know how I feel about Ty, Nash. I mean, Giff. I think Giff really helped himself at Pro Day. And the guys have come in like MJ Sherman, like whoever gets MJ, they're going to love him. They're going to appreciate him. Tommy's, still battling back from the foot, but Tommy will be somewhere. And Jamal Banks, Isaiah Nayor, like I would absolutely take chances. Johnny Bullock. So I'm probably forgetting a guy or two, and I don't mean to, but Ramir Johnson to me would give people a run for their money, man. So I think it's just a great group. It's hard to find a lineman. Ben Scott had a great pro day. Bryce Benhart's had a storied career. He knows how to practice. So I hope the guys get drafted. I always send them a note. Hey, this is just the beginning. And what we need, going back to what I said before, is when the guys get there that they're pros, they know how to do things, and then people start saying, hey, go get a guy from Nebraska. Like if you get a guy from Nebraska, they know how to practice. They're going to be X, Y, and Z. And then, 4 guys drafted or 6 drafted becomes 8, becomes 10, becomes 12, and then, they know that when they get someone that they hang around. So Phelan Sanford heading up to Saskatchewan right now, right? He was to the Raiders through 8 games. Now he's going up to Canada to play. We just need our guys going to the next level, building a reputation for what it means to be a Husker, what it means to be a Husker at that level. And that will beget more people coming here. And if I forgot anybody's names that, for the seniors, I apologize. But guys should take a chance on our guys. Guys should take a chance on Bushini. He punted in this wind, in this environment here. They should absolutely give him an opportunity and see what our guys do.
So, yeah, I mean, you pretty much said everything. The loyalty part, the guys are going to work hard. You don't have to lecture them on what hard work looks like.
You don't have to babysit them. It's not college anymore. I think that's what I would say younger players might struggle with at a certain time, and not every player, but a lot of them of just understanding the actual routine. You don't have your counselors, you don't have necessarily your position coach on you all the time. They're expecting you to do certain things a certain way and everything like that. And of course it's a learning curve and whatnot, but that learning curve is quick. Repeated mistakes, the same mistakes and everything like that is, very frowned upon because you're not in school anymore. You're not worried about class and everything like that. You got all these hours in a day to make sure that, the 4.5 hours on the field or between on the field and in the classroom and everything like that, to make sure this is, your job. So understanding the mental aspect of it to where they don't have to worry about, okay, well, we got to assign, a GA or an assistant to make sure, he's waking up, to make sure he's on meetings at time, to make sure he's, eating breakfast and not out here at, till 3-4 o'clock in the morning causing headaches. I've been some places where I've seen it.
I was going to ask you that. Like, have you been in, obviously don't name names, but players with great talent that you saw flame out?
Yeah. And I mean, when they were good and when they showed up or, was hitting on certain days, and it's like, oh, okay, I see why you went in the first round. I see why you went, in the top 3 rounds and everything like that. But when it wasn't that, it's I see the headache, that you're causing and everything like that, and not necessarily showing up. I've seen, third rounders get traded, after a month and a half to where they just, not necessarily that they couldn't handle it, but It just wasn't a good fit, and you rarely see that. I mean, you'll see fifth rounders get cut and everything like that, but not a third rounder.
Third rounder, that's the organization admitting they made a mistake on you.
And it just, I don't know if it's to where your mind necessarily wasn't right, or just, it was just all bad with situations. Like I said, the things that people were doing good, you weren't doing them at all. Dropping punts, dropping passes, missing protections, missing audibles and everything like that. It's a lot put on people because, it's these coaches and GMs jobs that are on the line. And like I said, it's a quick curve. And if you're not, if you're repeating the same mistakes and everything like that, they're not going to put you out there.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put you in an ice box and let you, wait till things slow down for you or whatnot. And then, try a little bit later on in the season or next year. And, even that's not necessarily guaranteed because, each year they're bringing in people to replace you. So it's a ugly business, but like I said, rookies of understanding what an actual routine is and getting stuff done to where you're not worried about certain things, and you're controlling what you can control and building consistent days. That makes things a lot better.
Yeah, and it's an ugly business, but to your point, it's officially business now. And if you're a guy who, even at times when you are doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, the hard work, the stuff where they can trust you, doesn't just keep you in the league. We talked about Juergens, right? It also allows that organization to put some loyalty back into you. That's how a guy like Juergens gets that extension. Not because he was just awesome, and he was awesome.
For sure.
You see it every day, even when the lights aren't on. Like, this guy comes to work. We don't have to worry about him. He's going to do what he's supposed to.
His first year as a starter, he was a Pro Bowler. He sat 2 years behind Kelsey, learning and doing. He was a versatile guy. He was playing guard. He wasn't even playing center.
Yeah.
So just understanding how things operate and whatnot, and then when his time came and everything, he didn't complain. He didn't pout or irritate or whatever. He put his head down and work, and it's not always like that. Like I said, I've seen high draft guys complain about certain things not going their ways and whatnot, and it makes an uncomfortable situation for everybody.
Yeah, and you don't ever want that type of vibe in your locker room. And when you got a guy like Jason Kelsey, who was, arguably the best center in the league when he was playing and starting, telling that this guy behind me, Cam Juergens, is a warrior, and I feel really good about leaving this position behind to him, that bodes well. Because everybody knows Cam Juergens works. You don't become the best unless especially when you're talking about offensive line, just trenches in general. If you're not about that work, you'll never be one of the best to do it. And you certainly won't be seeing extensions the likes that Cam Juergens just saw there. The one thing I'll ask, and then we'll throw it to break here. When you think of a guy like Thomas Fidone, who did really well, everything at the Senior Bowl, his measurables at the combine, fantastic. Husker combine as well when he was back here, just really great measurables overall, but a little bit similar of a boat as to you with the injuries. How hard is it to kind of get that trust with guys? Because he's even a little bit of a tougher situation. You had some phenomenal tape out there. He's got some tape, but it's so limited. And you feel for the guy. I mean, it's just injury after injury, and really great athlete, though. There's no question. Where are you kind of at in his draft evaluation? And what are the challenges do you think he's having with some of these scouts looking at him?
Anytime you have knee injuries and everything like that, it's an asterisk against you. And it's not anything bad or whatnot, and it's not anything that I haven't talked to him about. He went to the combine, he got checked out and everything like that. The good news about it is he had a full year of health, no injuries and anything like that. So the further you get away, from your injuries, the better it is. His situation is different because it's like the tangibles and his ceiling and what he can do in the right situation, can be well. Let's just say if he was to go to somewhere like the Rams, somewhere like Denver, to where that they use an athletic tight end as a receiver and everything like that, he would thrive in that type of situation. You got guys on the outside that can that the defense will have to worry about more so than you, and you can kind of come up through the ranks or whatnot. It's hard to say that is somebody going to say, well, we like him enough to we'll take on the risk and, forget about the knee injuries. Now where is that in the draft? I can't say. I don't know if that's third round because of potential compared to other people at the position. Other people may have been a little bit more healthier, but he may be more talented with, a lot more other people. I don't think he was utilized at Nebraska as well as he could have been. And I think that hurts him, but I think a lot of scouts know that. So it's not that he can't do it and everything like that. It was just an opportunity to do it. So with that being said, people may be high on him, but they have to have a plan for him. Now it's just how much is that risk to reward later in the draft? Is that a 5th round pick? Is that, a 6th round pick? Is that a 7th round pick? Or, will his team like, free agency more so than maybe being drafted late round to a team and everything like that? They might, have a better situation. A team, you got to play the numbers game. How many veteran tight ends do they have there? How many do they typically take? Do they keep 1 or 2 on their practice squads? Then it becomes, a puzzle type situation. So it's hard to say just with the knee injuries, but I know he's a versatile athlete, and his height, his weight, what he can do, the league likes that for his position. He's an athletic guy. They can coach you up on the block and stuff and everything like that, but they can't tell you, how to run routes and whatnot, especially how efficient he can. So, like I said, he gets a team that likes him so much, and at some point in time, if he's available in the later rounds, they might pull the trigger and be like, we'll roll the dice with the injuries and whatnot and see what that stuff can do. So, you never know, so it's not over until, the draft's over. And if you don't get drafted, hopefully he'll get picked up. I know for sure he'll be with somebody. I just can't say, is he going to get drafted? I mean, that's hard to say.
Yeah, and I think he will, right? Just because, to your point, he had a good, clear year. And I think any NFL scout worth their salt would understand that there was a good portion that the entire offense felt like it was underutilized. It wasn't just Fedoni. There's might have been a few guys on this offense that you're like, I think they're better than what the reps and what the numbers are saying, until Dana Holgorsen really got there. And then you start seeing the offense finally take a nice upswing. But we'll close on this. Just the quote. And Thomas Fedoni, Matt Rule had some nice comments, just the loyalty that this guy has shown through Nebraska. Again, one of those Scott Frost guys who stuck through it, multiple knees injuries. So here's Matt Rule on that before we go to break.
Some of those guys are like, Fedoni. For my wife and 2 daughters love Thomas Fedoni. I mean, there's always been a connection there between them. And our dog, Nala, so Thomas has a dog, Rambo. We have a dog, Nala, and our dog tore ACL. And Thomas was getting ready to go down to Florida, and I said, I tore ACL. I got to get to the doctor. And I was leaving town, and he literally was like driving to our house. He's like, I'll take the dog to Omaha for you. And that seems like a little thing, but like usually when they're kind of done playing for you, they're kind of done playing for you for a couple of years, and they come back around. There's no one more loyal than Fedoni. So, I'm excited for him. He's going to get drafted, I think. I've got more calls on him. He's an unbelievably freaky athlete. He took probably the toughest shot to the knee. I mean, when I saw it, I almost I saw the practice rep. I almost threw up when I saw it. And no disrespect to the kid who did it. I've just never seen anything like it. Sometimes I hear some vitriol on Twitter for that kid. And it's like, why? Because he was a 5-star and we wanted a little more. I mean, that's tough. I think he's an amazing, amazing young man. And I encouraged him to go to the NFL. I was one of the guys sitting there saying, I remember I called Matt Nagy at the Senior Bowl. And I was like, if you can get him in the Senior Bowl, I think we're gonna tell him to go pro. And he was like, why? Because I just didn't want to see him have another knee. He had 2 of the toughest injuries, and he's fought back, and he's carrying that on his shoulders, and he's so loyal, and he plays hard, and his best football's ahead of him. So I'm excited for him.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as hatchback, nachos, and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Spring has arrived, the temperatures are rising, and it's time to get your equipment ready for the season. Landmark Implement has high-quality used John Deere planters, sprayers, and tractors, priced to move and ready to work for you. Take advantage of unbeatable deals and flexible financing to upgrade your operation without stretching your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or browse our full inventory online at landmarkimp.com. Before these deals are done, experience the Landmark difference.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Des Moines Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in segment number 2. We talked a lot of Husker football on segment number 1, pretty much the entire way through. Got some good audio quotes from Matt Rule's press conference today as of April 22nd. Good morning, Pierson-El, though. Switching gears here a little bit here. We haven't talked Wisconsin football at all this week, correct?
Maybe for a split second when we was ranking the Big Ten teams.
Okay, perfect. Because you're a fan of Luke Fickell, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong in this.
I wouldn't say a fan. I mean, I think he's okay.
Do you trust the decision of the extension, though? Like, if you were the AD, would you make the same move with his extension?
How many years did he have left on his contract?
I think he still had at least 2 years. Let me double check here.
I think if it wasn't done or whatever, I think the extension.
So it was a 1-year extension through 32 now. It was already a really long deal, and they just tacked on another year, which was a little strange to me, but I
mean, it probably relieved some money or something like that somewhere. So I mean, I don't see why if you got him in a long-term deal, like what the extension did. It's kind of a head scratcher, but I mean,
it's not a game breaker, right? But it's also just a bit of a head scratcher. So not the worst deal. If it burns them, it's like it's only going to burn you for a year. Maybe there's some pressure there to do that. I'm not entirely sure. The reason why I bring this up, though, is he is going to go through some heat next year, I think. And we're going to go through Wisconsin's football schedule because we talked about their schedule last year, and we knew it was going to be a gauntlet for Wisconsin. So we were not, at least me, not totally surprised they weren't able to go bowling last year. If you take a look at the schedule this year, Camp Randall Nation, they're going to have to hold on to their seats, I think, and just kind of take a deep breath because it could be really bumpy. And we're going to see if we can get to Wisconsin to a bowl game with the schedule they have right now. Obviously, it's all speculation. We'll just count the wins and see if they're there. So game number 1, Miami, Ohio.
I think win.
Yeah, so that should be pretty much guaranteed. We feel good about that. Middle Tennessee.
Win.
Okay, so 2 guaranteed. And when I say guaranteed, like 90%, you feel like they're going to go maybe more than that. They're going to go win that game. At Alabama.
Loss.
Okay, yep, me too. Maryland at home.
Win.
Okay, you feel 50-50 or good about that?
Yeah.
We'll count it, but just so.
I'm like 70-40. Like,
okay, then we'll count that as a win. If we're anywhere like above a 70 and above, we're counting that as a win. Michigan at Michigan.
Loss.
Me too. At home versus Iowa. Iowa put 40 on them last year.
It can go either way. Like it just depends on how healthy their quarterback is and who their quarterback
50-50?
50-50.
Okay, we'll count it on a separate hand as a potential game.
Okay.
So we're at 4 right now. And at home versus Ohio State.
Loss.
Yeah, me too. On the road versus Oregon.
Loss.
Yeah, me too. At home Washington?
I think that's a win.
How confident? 70?
Yeah, I'll go 70.
Okay. It's your chart.
They'll get that win in the Iowa. Let's count Iowa as a loss. I'm not feeling them against Iowa. For whatever reason, just Iowa has their number. Iowa's a loss.
Okay, so we're back down to 3. What we feel like guarantees. 4 if you count a 50-50 ball game in there versus Washington.
I don't think it's 50-50. I think
Iowa's winning it. I'm pretty favored in Iowa. Or excuse me, in the
Iowa or Washington?
Washington game.
I mean, I think that, and it's in Camp Randall.
We're counting that as a win right there. So we got Miami, Ohio, Middle Tennessee, Maryland, right? I think that's one we feel good about. And then you feel good about Washington. So that's 4 that we feel good about, right? And then because we took Iowa off.
Yes.
So now you're on the road versus Indiana.
Loss.
Yeah, Kurt Signetti, he just, track record. Now you got Illinois. Illinois won 10
Loss.
games. 10-3 last year. On the road, Minnesota.
I think that's a win.
5. That's 2 years in a row of Wisconsin might not go bowling. I mean, that schedule's brutal. I don't know how
depending on how the setup is, because I think you'll feel that Alabama game for the next 2 games after them. So by your 5th game, you'll still feel the effects of the Bama game. I just think that's just what it is with Bama.
Well, that's kind of what happened last year, right? Remember last year
your quarterback got knocked out for the year, and I think that's what messed them up.
For sure. And you know, that's where you give Luke Fickell a little bit of credit. Like, he still was on the verge of bowling there. And normally you can count on Nebraska for that. But last year we finally broke that streak to keep him out of the mix. But again, it's just like, man, when you got to go on the road to Bama, on the road to Michigan, you get Ohio State at home at least, but then you're on the road to Oregon, and say what you will about Indiana, but you're on the road there. That is just a brutal road game stretch. And then the home games, you know, like we said, you feel good about Maryland, but Iowa's just always the tough one, a physical team. Washington, I'm just not sure what they're going to be next year.
And they typically play like Iowa like early in the season, like either like early to like midway. They don't really play Iowa typically late, I don't think.
No, it's usually pretty early for them.
Yeah.
I'd have to look a while. It's always so early. It's just the way they've had it forever, maybe proximity. But and then you get Illinois, which that's another team I'm really curious about. We talked about it.
I mean, that game can go either way, because is their quarterback coming back? I'm not too sure. I know they have some people returning, but it depends if who all do you have returning in certain situations, and like the quarterback to lead your team.
He's coming back. Luke Altmaier.
Yeah, loss.
Yeah. Luke Altmaier shredded us last year. And maybe shredded's not the right word, but they were running all over us for a while there, and he was big help there and just kind of keeping us off our toes. He was probably the best.
And that game is at the fake Memorial Stadium.
Yes, that one is at the. Oh, I just lost it here. That one is at the fake Memorial Stadium.
Yes, yeah.
Or sorry, no, it's at home. They get it at home, but I still
lost.
Okay. So how do you think the Wisconsin fan base is going to react to Luke Fickell? Because you're Wisconsin, you're not used to it, and you never want to say, well, you make excuses. But I see a real world where this team once again isn't able to go bowling. And that's, you know,
I think the pot will start to boil, and you'll start to hear people chirping and everything like that. Again, I mean, it's different to recruit in the Big Ten. Like, you don't really come in and just have success. Oregon is I would say is an outlier, and they also gave like those Pac-12 teams an easier schedule.
Yeah.
So I mean, they didn't get the treatment that Rutgers and Maryland got when they first came in the Big Ten, or Nebraska got when they first came in the Big Ten. So
not even first when they came. I mean, in Nebraska, it was like multiple years.
Yeah. So I mean, they played a Pac-12 schedule with a few Big Ten games, and majority of the Big Ten games were probably on the West Coast.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how that kind of went down with the conferences. I thought some of those teams would kind of get the bully schedules. Wisconsin, the long-term Big Ten team, just seems to be drawing the worst of the worst with these Pac-12 schools. Like, drawing Oregon is just brutal. Washington, you don't feel so bad about, but then your non-con game, due to your own fault. You know, Alabama at that one point in time might have seemed like they were going to be in a position to where down the road that might be an obtainable game. That's going to be a tough one. Is there any chance you think Alabama continues the slip that they're on? I still think even if they slip, they'll beat Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, they still have talented athletes there. I still believe that coach, I mean, regardless of what you could say about the quarterbacks or whatever, they still, were balling. They still were in contentions late in the season in the SEC. So not a lot of those athletes are leaving. So you're still going to have a dominant Alabama team. You're just not as scared of them as you were with Saban there.
Yeah, and DeBoer, it's almost impossible not to expect a little bit of a downturn when your head coach.
It takes some time to adjust to the SEC. Look at Brian Kelly with LSU. Last year was probably his best year, there and whatnot. I mean, they always started off fine and just ended the season terribly. So I mean, it takes some time to adjust to certain leagues. You got to understand and connect to the people, and I think that's what's up with Wisconsin. you got to know the lay of the land, and you got to understand how to communicate and talk and get the kids to get there. He doesn't really know necessarily not to say he doesn't know the Midwest, but it's a little bit different than when he was at with Cincinnati. So it takes some time to kind of understand how you want to do things or how you want to say things or talk to people's kids or where to go with certain stuff.
Yeah, and Wisconsin's unfortunately ultimate poaching grounds as well. A lot of his athletes he's going to be looking at like it's a very competitive area to go recruiting in, and that's why when I look at the schedule, it's like I think Luke Fickell's a good coach. It's just, man, he's getting hurdle after hurdle right now. Those years he's getting at Wisconsin. I mean, he walked in at the toughest schedules this university's seen in a long time, back-to-back years. And he's the guy at the end of the season that has to answer for not going bowling. And he can't just say, look at these schedules that I've handed while I'm trying to build this program into some real prominence, not just good, but being great. So that's a team. I'm curious on Wisconsin. And, do they crank the heat up on Fickell? I think some of the fans will. I think the university putting that 1-year extension, maybe they went ahead and saw that year and they're like, you know what, we're going to do you a favor and just slap a year because we'll just write this year off and give you another one at the end of your contract. But it's going to be an interesting team to watch because there is a real risk to go 2 years in a row without bowling. Obviously, all speculation. Some of these teams might not be as good. Ohio State, they're losing Chip Kelly. Again, I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State, but there's a lot of changes happening in the offseason. That's all I got on just the kind of the current landscape of Big Ten football. Any other Big Ten teams you want to talk about before we switch up Husker volleyball to wrap things up?
No, we can switch about Husker volleyball.
All right, how do you feel about the Bob Devaney getting a new name? This one's announced. The Devaney Center will bear John Cook's name on it as well. They're also going to be adding a statue as well. So it's Bob Devaney Arena and the John Center, or the John Cook Court, I believe is what they're calling it. Let me find the exact wording.
I'm shocked it wasn't done. It wasn't announced a week after or days after he retired. You knew that was coming. I don't think it's a bad thing at all and everything like that. Memorial Stadium, the field is named after Tom Osborne, and he is on that level for volleyball. So I'm shocked it didn't happen sooner.
I think they're just trying to figure out a name with it, and so this is what they're calling it, the Devaney Center, but it will now bear John Cook Arena within it. So I think if anything, that was like the idea of like, well, you're not going to erase Devaney and all his success from it, so you want to keep both of them in play.
Again, you can like you said, it's the Devaney building, and the court is just is Cook Court.
That's what they have. It's the arena. It's John Cook Arena in the Bob Devaney Center. So unique way of doing it. Also getting a bronze statue. I'm not surprised by that either, but just thoughts.
I'm surprised it's only one.
Yeah, I thought they might even, see if they can get some gold coating on the outside of it. It doesn't have to be the most priceless, but
why not? Like I said, it's much deserved for what he's done for the sport and the university.
Yeah, it's good for it. Maybe it took a little bit. I honestly think the only reason why it took any time was
my thing is, what iconic picture is going to be, that picture. I think that's might be a little bit controversial. How do you pick that?
That's a good question.
How do you pick that?
Yeah, because whoever's building that sculpture as well, they're gonna have to figure out a way to get the best. I think I might have found it actually, and we'll pull this one up here. This might be the most Nebraska John Cook that you'll ever see. And my biggest fear with these bronze statues, though, we've seen enough at the highest levels. Like we're talking about guys like Ronaldo, when they get their bust revealed, they don't always flatter the guy who they're making it after. But I think if you're going to go with Denny, that's pretty Nebraska right there. You maybe want more of a victory pose, though.
I'm not. I'm not. Is it? I don't know, because him on the bench with his legs crossed, that's an iconic pick. So I would have to go through and look and really look at, maybe him pointing or something like that, or after is it a national championship picture with his hands up or something like that? You know what I mean? Is it him, with his hand on a shoulder's player? pointing to the building. Like there's a lot of different possibilities that, like I said, I would have to scroll through and see exactly kind of what grasp John Cook and Nebraska in the same thing. I don't think it'll be hard, but it's you got a few to choose from.
Yeah, it's just one of those where it's a guy with so many iconic moments. It's hard to pick one. It's like, do you go with his first championship picture? Do you find one where, iconic him sitting on the bench? Because that's just John Cook, like
that's
when
what I'm saying. Like
up,
that's it's. I don't know if he gets a sitting statue. Probably not. Behringer has standing one. Osborne has a standing one and everything like that. So it's like I said, it's hopefully they put a teaser out of multiple pictures to kind of pick from and kind of make it fun or whatnot. Just not say anything and just come out and just drop a picture. So like I said, it's much deserved.
Yeah, and no one in the world, no one in the state of Nebraska or any fan of volleyball is going to have any disagreement with this guy deserving a statue. It'll be interesting to see which one they pick. And, it's a tough one. Kobe had that problem as well, right? Such a great player, 24-8. Which one are you going to pick? John Cook, little bit good problem to have, though. He will be getting a statue. They'll be renaming the Bob Devaney Center with John Cook Arena within it. That's going to wrap it up for us. Good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate the time as always. Got a couple bowlers striking up the conversation coming up next. Don't go anywhere.